age, I feel like I was competing for something and really working hard to, perform for my team. And it was no longer just about, whatever the result is the result. I mean, at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some. But that was probably the moments that I was like, whoa, we got to win. We got a state championship on our hands that we could actually bring home. And I think those are really cool moments because, you remember a lot of the times that you win. You try to remember the losses as well because you do learn from them. But at the same time, you want to remember the wins that you have. So state championships were definitely a really important part of my memory.
Our state cup was fun. My team was very competitive. I mean, we had a lot of competition as well, but I can't remember how many we won. Maybe 9, I think, is what we counted with our team, which made it so much fun. That was always like the big goal at the end is win state cup, go to regionals, and go to nationals. And we always fell short going to nationals, so it still hurts today to even talk about. But I had so much fun in those tournaments, and my team made it even 10 times better to be a part of.
I get to play now in front of huge crowds and with all this spotlight and attention, and I don't think I'll ever have that feeling that I did going through my U14 national championship. I remember winning state cup. I can tell you how I scored, what the score was. I remember going to Hawaii. That was our regionals, Region 4, and I remember that national championship. And I think that it stays with me so much because it was about camaraderie. It was about growing and learning who you were and, making these lifelong bonds.
Welcome to Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex here in Overland Park, Kansas, on the outskirts of Kansas City. I'm Todd Panula. Welcome, everyone. I'm here to bring you this afternoon's exciting USU Soccer National Championship action. It's the semifinals for the 17 and under girls. We're starting a little bit late due to the previous match going all the way 12 rounds of penalty kicks. But right now, Cleveland FC getting ready to take on North Shore United. Cleveland FC out of Medina, Ohio, and Cedarburg, Wisconsin, the hometown of North Shore United. Your starters for this morning's contest. Trying to get my bearings in terms of the time now that it's a little bit later. Cleveland FC's starters are going to be Sophia Gorski, Madison Snyder, Sarah Robertson, Catherine Ramacone, Shelby Sally, Kylie Fitzgerald, Kennedy Ripel, and Julia Pangonis. In goal, it's going to be Lillian Morgan. On the flip side, for North Shore United, their starters are going to be Zoe Memel, Madison Baker, Abigail Canfield, Madeline Paulson, Elizabeth Rader, Elizabeth Bilefus, Madeline Lazuski, Abigail Link, Emily Wybe, May Sinclair, and in goal, it is Lauren Schill. So we're underway here, and right now it is North Shore United dressed in the dark uniforms, countered by the all-whites for Cleveland FC. Headed back into the mixer by Ratter. And that ends up forcing a decent save. Back out through the midfield, looking for Fitzgerald. Didn't quite get it there. Want to welcome you in, whether you're watching in Ohio or Wisconsin. All points in between, just about an hour late on the start. Kickoff coming just a little after 10 o'clock local time. On this Soccer Saturday semifinal action. 17 and under group. The other semifinal going on behind us if you want to open up another browser tab. 1-1 the score on the other side of the bracket. Popped over the top, headed along by Sally. Both teams trying to get their bearings a little bit. A lot of warm-up time, all things considered. Sally able to head it over the other way. Coming through the midfield now. Cleveland FC building through the middle. Ripel. Up the line, looking for Fitzgerald. Made a good run, but ultimately the ball was just a little too fast. Sinclair able to make the save. Again, just kind of lifted over the top. Too close to the touchline, though. Baker was unable to get underneath. 4th minute of play. Again, the late start due to our U18 boys semifinal, going 12 rounds in kicks from the spot. After 120 minutes of play, was unable to decide that one. Schill able to come out and grab that one. Baker able to get it over the top. Running on now, Sinclair. Pressure in from the side, and Gorski was able to come back. Goal kick. Baker not too pleased with that one. Pence looking to the left. Fitzgerald was an option. Into touch. Throw into North Shore United. North Shore come in with a lot of accolades behind their name. As they work it into the box. Chance to push forward for Raider. And just out for the goal kick. North Shore coming in as the National League White champions. They had a 6-0-1 record. And then in the Midwest Regional, North Shore, the champions there, to where they had some history with Cleveland FC winning by a final of 1-0 after that one went to the shootout. Intercepted on the way through, but too hard off of Sinclair, and it goes into touch. Fitzgerald sent it up the wing. Ended up in the middle instead. Too hot to handle for Sally. Now Baker, challenge from in behind. Ball loose. Baker takes a spill, and that one will lead to a free kick. Possession given up, out for the goal kick. Gave you some of the particulars about North Shore, Cleveland, no slouches. Gaining their way here by winning the National League Black Division with a similar 6-0-1 record as to their counterparts here this afternoon. Keep saying this afternoon, it feels like it. Sun's high enough in the sky, but still in the morning. Cleveland FC showing a little better in this national tournament, though, as they come in undefeated 3-0-0. Over the top, settle down, shot coming, score! Sinclair! There was a little bit of space here on the left side as the ball came into the box, and enough time for Sinclair to settle it down, eye up the shot, and just barely tuck it inside the far post. So the goal comes in the 8th minute of play. Sinclair, your goal scorer, giving her team the early lead. Racing off the other way, trying to catch up to it was Anspach. Early goals so far in all our semifinal matches, though differing age groups all across the board. But nevertheless, they have not always held up. So North Shore United going to have to keep their foot on the gas here. Still a lot of time before this one decided. Wrestling match here along the near sideline. Official has his eyes on it the entire way in good positioning. Now Sinclair into touch. Just out for the throw. Ripple with the long throw into the box. Nobody there yet for Cleveland. Comes over to here to the near side, and that one's a little too tall. 11th minute, 1-0 your score. Played back towards the box. Ansbach spun around just a little bit. That allows North Shore to clear it. Fitzgerald gets the return pass from Ripple. Fitzgerald again with the touch, a little too heavy on it as she tried to send it in for Pence. North Shore just averting the danger, allowing themselves to push the reset button. Now loose in the box, one-time shot from Baker, and then the deflection from Memel wouldn't have counted had it gone in. The flag was up. Still North Shore building up and creating some chances here in this first quarter hour. Ripple along the sideline. One little touch with the left, and then the pass up the sideline was again with the left foot. That was going to curl it towards the sideline. Memel on for Paulson. Far side now. North Shore stringing together the passes, but they send it back to Canfield in the defense. Fitzgerald cut it out. Raider in the midfield. Fitzgerald again with the steal, but not gaining possession. Lazuski up the line. Sinclair tried to switch the point of attack. Looking off to the right now for Lenk. Lenk in towards the box, but diving stab at it by Snyder was able to clear it away. Baker with a little bit of a bump. Ref saw it. Free kick coming out. Saley tried to bring it down. Into touch. Stays with Cleveland FC. Do the throw in all over again, a little further down the field. Bobbed up towards the box, easily claimed there. Schill out to get it. Holds it up, lets everybody push out. Up towards the midfield. Not quite far enough for Baker. Second attempt, looking for Sinclair, still not quite on. Up through the right-hand side. A lot of speed coming up here. Link ran out of real estate there as the defender came over. Nobody on the backside to clean up the loose change for North Shore United. Fitzgerald with a little touch, headed back to her by Rader, though that's not what Rader intended. Rader will play it out. It'll be a throw in for Cleveland. Looking for Saley. He's able to get it on a second attempt. Free kick to Cleveland FC. Gorski will take it. Strong right foot curling towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Headed towards goal, a decent chance there for Cleveland, but not too much in the end to trouble Schill, as it was comfortably wide. Schill trying to get her teammates to move around a little bit. Drives it up the right-hand side. Robertson. Taken away by Rader. Saley brings it down, looking far side for Anspach. Counterattack opportunity, ball on the foot of Memel. Lost control, but into touch for a North Shore throw. Pence up to Saley. Saley into the box. Not much further, though. Denied at the last moment. Mazuski just lobs it upfield, looking for Baker. Back the other way we go, though. Ramacone. '19th minute. 1-0 your score. North Shore United with the throw. Game a little bit choppy right now. Still 1-1 in our other semifinal match. One 0 here as we have a goal kick. Nudge in the back from Paulson. Allows it to be sent away by Canfield. A lot of stoppages here as the ball continually played out. Lank looking for Paulson. Up the sideline, intended that one for Memel, but again, just too close to the line. Now through the midfield, Fitzgerald looking up for Saley. And then finally played back to the keeper. Fitzgerald almost came up with the steal. Sinclair gets around. It's Reipel put in the foot. And then not quite on as she tried to go up through the middle. Reipel for Cleveland FC. Back up towards midfield. Touch towards the near side. Fitzgerald bobbing one up. Again, that's been kind of what's going on for everybody on both sides right now as they're trying to lace these balls up towards the wing and coming up empty-handed. Anspach sends it back across. Saley hadn't made the run. Goal scored by Pipeline over on the other field, so they lead that match 2-1. Winner of that game will take on the winner of this contest. 1-0 your score on an 8th minute goal by Sinclair. Driven on the corner kick. Decent ball, but spotted there towards the near post and headed away. Reipel was looking for Saley, but it was set out. We'll do it all over again a little further back. '17 and under girls semifinal. Coming to you from Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex. Too tough for Saley. Be back for North Shore on the throw. Neither team able to get much flow going right now. It's a lot of stop and start. Sinclair to Baker. Fitzgerald played it out. So it'll be a throw-in for Cleveland FC as she was able to play it off the shins of Baker. Gorski. All the way back for Pangonis. Again, ball out, and it's out of the facility as well. They have to send in a new one. Again, another throw is Ansbach. Lost the midfield battle with Paulson. Just lobbed up towards center stripe. Reipel hands it off. Gorski heading upfield from the center back position. Saw it pilfered away. Now Sinclair off to the races. A little bit of space in the middle. Memel outside. Link takes a shot into the side netting. Good push up the field, though, from North Shore United after the game was selling into a little bit of a lull. Perhaps that'll wake up both sides. A lot of back and forth play here, whether it's in the middle of the pitch or over on the sidelines. On spot, gets the return pass. Pass attempt came a little late. It was cut out. Gorski lobbed one over the top. Didn't have the numbers. Back out to midfield. Baker with the header. Putting pressure on Gorski. Kind of lunged in there. A little bit dangerous. Nothing in it, though. Link. Couldn't get that one to settle down. Ramacone gives it away over along the line. Link again. Trying to go direct to Baker. Baker out-dueled. Is Ramacone able to come over and get a piece. Sinclair up through the middle. Not sure who the intended target was there. The only player in the vicinity, if it wasn't going to be to Memel, was outside the link. This one swung back across towards goal, but not really on target. Coming on now for Cleveland FC is going to be Santelli. Santelli with a verbal commitment to Bucknell. Still got another year before she needs to make that decision official, though. Schill, put it back in. Now Link able to make the steal on the sideline. Pushing forward, return pass, not quite on from Memel. Ansbach dispossessed. Into touch after Ilfus had gone down. Baker with a flick. The run came a little too late. Once again, looking for Baker. She's the focal point for a lot of these long balls through the midfield. Link trying to serve one in. Just about 15 minutes left to go here in regulation in the first half. Santelli taken down, but the challenge was fair in the officials' eyes. Far side attempt now. Take it away again. Saley back, and a late whistle. Far wing. Blasted upfield. Again, towards the edge of the 18-yard area, right around that semicircle, but not too much further. Canfield. Bilfus presenting an option. Canfield comes towards the middle. Weib. All the way up top. Trying to hook up with Link, but not there. Ansbach serves it up. Saley making a run. Fitzgerald was a little too tall for her. Couldn't be handled by Ramacone either. Lank. We'll just watch that one roll into touch. Allow our teammates to come up, take a throw. Fitzgerald left it. Ramacone. Saley trapped it back. Ripel. Robertson tied up. Robertson wins that battle. Little umbrella step over. Now outside. Saley thought about serving it in one time. Now a left-footed service towards that back post. A little too tall. Flag was up. It was out. Goal kick. A lot of extra time going on around the facility with games going on just about every field. Teams vying for spots in the national finals. Going up the gut, looking for Baker. Ramacone for Ansbach. Baker for North Shore. Memel. A little bit of a shove from behind and the foul called. Gorski with the challenge. 35th minute of play. 1-0 your score. North Shore United leads on an 8th-minute goal from May Sinclair. Canfield with a decent kick. Now looped up towards the goal off the foot of Paulson. We get our first substitution. It's going to come in the way of North Shore United. Coming into the game for North Shore is going to be Taylor Knackers. She'll replace Raider. Knackers with her first touch on the ball and a second. 2 consecutive headers. Brought down by Canfield, sends it out to the right. Pushed wide by Bilefus. Now Canfield. Wybe. Knackers to the right. And then to the left with the pass. Fisher. Mazuski. Take it down from behind. Cleveland bench. Not too pleased with the officiating thus far. Canfield thought about coming up to take the free kick. Instead, it's going to be Memel. Bounces to Baker over on the far side. Going to allow that one to roll out. Corner kick. Memel will run over to the far wing now and take that. Time beginning to wane a little bit here in the first half. 38th minute of play. Going for the back post. Nobody there. Chested down by Paulson. Couldn't bring it down with possession. Saley lays it back. Reipel. Reipel up the line to Gorski. Here's a touch back to North Shore. Trio of substitutions coming in now for Cleveland. Checking in first is Emma Adams, as well as Blake Moore and Chester. Handball the call. It gives the free kick back to Cleveland. Cleveland FC not used to trailing, but they are used to conceding a goal. They conceded 1 goal in every match, defeating Nationals Union 4-1, 6-1 over Pipeline Spirit, and 3-1 over Eagle FC. Blakemore taking on the challenge to the right, cuts it back towards the middle. Blakemore dispossessed after a missed touch, played it out a little too far. Sinclair nudges it around Robertson, but then Robertson was able to pick up the loose change as it came towards the sideline. Saley trying to put it back into the mixer. Goalkeeper was out, but they're unable to take advantage. Baker dispossessed, does end up with the throw. Sub about to check in for North Shore. It's going to be Veronica Brost. So Brost comes in and Memel is out. Roast with her first touch, gives it off to Sinclair. Nowhere for her to go. Off the other way goes Blakemore. She ran out of room. Adams with her first touch, gives it over to Saley. Now they'll try the far wing. Anspach racing after it. First priority to save it, does so. Cuts back. Now looking for any kind of open room. Service into the box, again looking for Saley. And that's becoming a little bit more predictable here as the game wears on. Ramacone to the end line, cuts it back, keeps it away from the defender. On the right foot, but help came. Scrum for it. Anspach. An equalizing goal scored over on the other field, tied up 2 apiece. Blakemore with the service, that was knotted away. Blakemore comes back and gets a piece of it. And Blakemore, as she went to ground, drew the foul. Gorski going to set this one up. 42nd minute, just a little under 4 minutes to go in regulation. Hasn't been too much in the way of stoppages, so you wouldn't figure much will be added on. Couple more subs going to check in for North Shore at the next stoppage. Bounces back out towards the semicircle, but cleared out before Cleveland FC could really collect. All the way back towards midfield. Once again, looking over the top to Saley. She's got a bit of space here on the right, but they couldn't find her. North Shore doing a good job of eating up the passing lanes. Anspach finds Adams. That one set away again. Gorski, Robertson, filtered on through, and it ends up on the near side, unable to be held in by Blakemore despite a valiant effort. Subs coming in now for North Shore. Karina Murphy into the game, as well as Alexandra Nahn. Slid up the left-hand side. Now the shot right at the goalkeeper, punched away. Second chance and a diving save. Saley with good opportunities towards goal. The first one, nothing Schill could do except punch it back out. But it went right back to Saley, and then she had another opportunity after nudging her way around the defender. That one was a little bit better placed, but Schill able to get down to her left and make the stop. Gorski to Blakemore. Ball out on the near side. Throw in to North Shore United, or excuse me, Cleveland FC. Into the box, one bounce. Sailing. And Anspach, a good opportunity, put it up and over, but apparently a defender got a foot in on it, so it'll be another corner kick. So we see this chance come in. Saley able to spin around and put that one into a dangerous spot. I believe that was Bielfus to come out, stick the leg in. Fourth official has the board prepared. One minute of additional time going to be added on. Put back in by Blake Moore. Again, just too many dark jerseys in front. All pinging back and forth between teams, as neither one holding on for incredibly long. Ramacone around one defender. Help was coming, so she serves it back into the middle. Takes a fortuitous bounce. On Spock here on the near side. Cuts it back. Left-footed shot coming, but the defenders were there. All the stoppage time has been played, including the 45 minutes. So the whistle comes and we are at the halftime break. North Shore United lead 1-0 by a goal from May Sinclair in the 8th minute. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have your second half of action in this national semifinal between Cleveland FC and North Shore United. Back with more from the Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex in just a moment. Today's match is brought to you by AE Engine, AmericanEagle.com, Bag Tags, Target, Chipotle Mexican Grill, Expanda Brand, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLS, NCSA, Nike, Positive Coaching Alliance, Premier International Tours, Soccer Shots, Sunmade, TA Petro, United Soccer Coaches, U.S. Soccer Federation, Wilson Trophy Company.
We made it to nationals, and that was amazing because we were one of the best. I think at the time it was the 4 teams. It was a round robin, actually. So it was the best 4 teams in the whole nation, and so we thought we were just the next best thing since sliced bread. And I think that playing in that tournament was so surreal because you played against other club teams that were so good and at the same level as you that you don't necessarily always get the chance or opportunity to play against, which was so great for us because we were like, wow, these girls are like just as good as us, if not better, and we have to compete at the highest level and play these 3 games, or at that, it was a round robin, so we played the 4. But still, that just reminds me of how competitive I was and my teammates were at that age, which also I think helped me get to the next level. And being that competitive at the club level, I mean, has only helped me, continue to grow in my competitive spirit and level that I'm playing at right now.
The national championships was really, really special. I think that was like the biggest thing I had really won, and that's kind of for youth soccer growing up, that was kind of the ultimate prize. And I think we were always super ambitious in achieving that and to have that happen. And I think what's so special about youth soccer is that it's really your family. The girls that you grow up with become like your sisters, and you do everything, and there's just like such a strong camaraderie there. So to play with a team that you've played for for a while with, and with these girls, it's a very special feeling to win something like that.
Those were really great moments because at such a young age, I feel like I was competing for something and really working hard to, perform for my team. And it was no longer just about, whatever the result is the result. I mean, at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some. But that was probably the moments that I was like, whoa, we got to win. We got a state championship on our hands that we could actually bring home. And I think those are really cool moments because, you remember a lot of the times that you win. You try to remember the losses as well because you do learn from them. But at the same time, you want to remember the wins that you have. So state championships were definitely a really important part of my memory.
Our state cup was fun. My team was very competitive. I mean, we had a lot of competition as well, but I can't remember how many we won. Maybe 9, I think, is what we counted with our team, which made it so much fun. That was always like the big goal at the end is win state cup, go to regionals, and go to nationals. And we always fell short going to nationals, so it still hurts today to even talk about. But I had so much fun in those tournaments, and my team made it even 10 times better to be a part of.
I get to play now in front of huge crowds and with all this spotlight and attention, and I don't think I'll ever have that feeling that I did going through my U14 national championship. I remember winning state cup. I can tell you how I scored, what the score was. I remember going to Hawaii. That was our regionals, Region 4, and I remember that national championship. And I think that it stays with me so much because it was about camaraderie. It was about growing and learning who you were and, making these lifelong bonds.
My name is Tony McManus. We are the 01 Lady Lobos Rush out of Memphis, Tennessee. We were here in the finals last year. Unfortunately, did not finish it out, but that gave us a little bit of motivation going into this year.
It's been crazy, and it's just been really hard because everybody here is so good, and everybody is good because they win their state cup, and so there are other ways to get in, and so it's been really difficult. But we pushed through it, and we were able to come out on top.
For us, it's a little difficult because we work with a lot of underprivileged kids, kids that can't afford to really play at big clubs. So we're very small. We haven't been around very long. We put in a lot of work with the kids. We pick them up. We've been working with these guys, just try to give them a future, something to look forward to, get them out the streets, put them in a place where they can come and just have fun, meet other kids, and train hard, and just give them a goal, whether it's college or to the next level. So we've been very successful at doing that at this level. So it's been a great process.
On the near sideline, Ansbach saw it roll out, thought she had earned the throw. .47th minute. Snyder able to get up to Saley. Popped over the top by Mary Santelli. Ansbach. Pence. Santelli. Snyder able to step in front of that one. Snyder pushing upfield. Giving her acres of space here. Snyder into the box. Dangerous challenge. Official says the ball was gained. Schill made the claim after a left-footed shot came from Fitzgerald. Popping it over the top, looking for Saley again. Defenders always right in her back pocket. Fitzgerald lunges in, doesn't come up with it. Counterattack opportunity. Sinclair flicks it towards the middle. Getting in front of that one was Robertson, and then her pass up through the middle was way too far. Belfus pushing up. Trouble on the center back. Canfield was almost hemmed in and then forced to make a mistake as it comes over here on the near touch line. Snyder put it back in on the return pass, looking for Pence. Lobbed over the top, too tall for Baker, too tall for Pangonis as well. Gorski hit the ground, but the ball was ejected from her area. Snyder up to Ansbach. Santelli up through the middle. Fitzgerald, a little bit of space. Now Saley on the right. Saley at the edge of the 18, pulls it back. Memel gave it off. Stepping on it was Rader. Ansbach to the outside as it's filtered through to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald putting it on the left foot, cuts through all the defenders, diving. Fitzgerald! And it ended up releasing over here to the near side. North Shore able to clear it up. Not out quite yet. Snyder. A few toe touches, and then back to the sideline. Robertson. Pence. Robertson's pass was intercepted, taken down by Lenk as she sent it up the length of the field. Now Saley pushes around the defender, trying to use her speed. Sends one towards goal. Couldn't be handled cleanly by Schill. Back out in front, Ansbach shoots, score! Haley Ansbach, verbally committed to Miami of Ohio with the equalizing goal as it comes in the 50th minute of play. Anspach did a great job to find the back of the net there, tucking it in. Saw similar plays from Cleveland FC in the first half, and the final ball just wasn't quite there. North Shore trying to find an answer. So far it's been a defensive battle between these two teams. Despite the offensive prowess of Cleveland FC, they came in with 13 goals to their name, and then a little too much in that challenge. Yellow card handed out. Santelli into the book. So that'll give a set piece to North Shore United from a decent amount of space out. We've seen goals scored from similar plays if it's put into the right spot. Too many defenders there to bring it down. Anspach, one time out. Santelli looking up top for Saley. Saley trying to outrun Weeb. Now Pence. Baker for North Shore. Getting a little too direct. Too many defenders there, not numbers forward in attack. But now pushing forward. Sinclair back through the middle to Memel. Memel sent one in towards goal. And comfortably in behind that one with the save. Now Anspach got it kind of caught up along the right leg. Drives it towards the outside. Wants to push in towards the middle. Not too much in the way of options. A lot of black shirts in front. Fitzgerald takes it right into pressure. Pence with a shot. Wind starting to pick up a little bit more. Breeze coming out of the southwest. Going mostly right to left, coming slightly from your back as you view this. But if it's helping anybody right now, it would be Cleveland FC. Too tall there for Gorski. Line drive shot. Ended up safely wide as goalkeeper had that one covered, but nevertheless, a decent idea to put it towards goal. 55th minute of play, 1-1 your score. The winner here will play Pipeline in the national finals. Cheeky little flick from Baker. Didn't get on to Memel, though, as Robertson was there. Fitzgerald. Pence going direct on through to Saley. Saley into the box. Left-footed shot right at the keeper. from the far side. Free kick. Long ball didn't make it to the 18-yard area. Dealt with initially by Cleveland FC. Baker brings it down. Trying to go up the line, once again spotted. Laid off by Paulson. Paulson throws a body in. Now she's in a bit of a wrestling match with Amspach. Into touch, throw in favors Cleveland FC. Second throw in a row, further down the pitch. Snyder calling for it on the near side. Switch wasn't available though. Now we get somewhat of a late whistle, and it'll be a free kick to Cleveland. Some words being shared between Baker and Gorski. Official had to step in. Not dealt with cleanly. Now it's at the 6-yard area and it hits the woodwork. Rebound. Score! Shelby Saley able to score on the second opportunity. And now Cleveland FC have gained their first lead of the contest. '59th minute. Cleveland FC takes their first lead of the contest. After Shelby Saley took advantage of the miscue along the back line. Ball took a hop. Normally would have been dealt with, but it popped on through. Saley was able to send in the first shot. That one was denied by the post. And then the second opportunity was too hard for Schill to handle. And it deflected in. Coach Sidlowski wanting his team to worry about defending first. North Shore with a long shot. That was blocked in front. Laid back, second opportunity, and that one sent over the goal. Just about a half hour left in regulation. A lot of players for both sides saying it's not over yet. They need to finish. Right now for Cleveland, they need to worry about finishing off in terms of limiting the chances against. If you're North Shore, no need to throw caution to the wind just yet. Build it up with consistency. Chances have been there, here and there. Two second-half goals for Cleveland FC, giving them a 2-1 lead after North Shore scored way back in the 8th minute. Pulled back by Pence. Sends it up through the middle. Needed a little more curl on that one. Anspach slices one towards the corner. Again, nobody really there. Looking up for Baker. Gorski chasing it down. Puts it into touch as Baker leapt out of the way. Those two have been having a good matchup throughout this contest. Driving through the middle, calling for it here on the near side was Lenk. Never got all the way through. Canfield. Saley looking for Anspach. Anspach turning on the Jets. Anspach touches around the defender, pushes out to the right, takes the shot. Score! Haley Anspach was able to turn on the afterburner. She's been struggling a little bit with her fitness here this morning, I should say. But she is putting everything out there, and once she got on through past the defender, she really turned on the Jets. And all that fatigue just went by the wayside, and she was able to slot it home. So now a 2-goal lead for Cleveland FC. They've scored all 3 goals here in the second half. So 2 goals for Anspach, sandwiching a goal from Shelby Saley. Goal scorer for North Shore United was Sinclair. But mentioned moments ago, no need to throw caution to the wind for North Shore. Now all of a sudden that kind of game plan might have to change a little bit. Remember, the winner of this contest will take on Pipeline in the national final. Comes back up towards the midfield line. North Shore trying to push forward out of the attack. They do get it in behind the defender, but the ball had too much backspin on it. Now into the box, but it got cut up too much for Memel. She couldn't quite get it to settle down. Back the other way for Raider. Try to give that one up to Baker. Instead, Cleveland FC plays it out. Looking for Saley. Didn't get all the way on through. Baker. Once again, met by Robertson. Near side now for Pence. Drops it back for Snyder. Wanted to go for Pence, but that passing lane dried up in the sun. Paulson went to ground. Thought she was nudged from behind. The referee disagreed. Santinelli tried to get it on through. Fitzgerald made the run, but it was just outside of her stretched foot. Player down in the midfield for North Shore. Calls for the trainer to go out. But 3 goals, all in told right now for Cleveland FC, and all 3 have come here in the second half. North Shore United with Macy Clare scoring way back in the 8th minute. They managed to get that to hold up until halftime, but it wasn't long after that to where Cleveland FC would cut the lead in half. In fact, it was Haley Anspach who would score in the 50th minute. Shelby Saley would score on a second attempt after she was denied by the post the first time around. That came in the 59th minute. And then the 63rd minute found Cleveland FC with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be shooting something at like 1 at like some convention center meeting thing. Is it close to here? Or? Yeah, it's okay. Or in 10th in college, or like Nolan College area. Okay. Is that Sheraton?
So the teams come over, get a little bit of hydration here, an unscheduled water break, but they're not going to complain other than the fact that North Shore had an injured player. She's being seen to. But North Shore still trying to get their teammates talked up a little bit. They don't want to give up on this one. We've seen 2-goal leads evaporate. Coming into the game is Isabella Baker.
Tore a ligament in my foot, which is one reason I stopped playing soccer. The nails across there. Okay. So that's also what kills me. Like if I do a lot of running, not that I run much anymore, but it's one reason I stopped. But, right. Or standing.
Injured player being seen too.
Where'd you play at? Where were you playing? Oh no, nothing level. Okay. Local stuff. Okay. Like Sunday league and stuff like that. Like kind of pick up. Yeah, I played a ton of indoor. Okay. And then I played in like 2 outdoor leagues at the same time. Okay. This was actually done indoor, of course. Yeah.
Now they're seeing to the field as there was a bit of blood, so that's got to be cleaned up. Would take just one moment.
Bleed or puke? It's crazy hot, though. Yeah. I think she puked. I don't know.
This game being pushed back a little bit further. Started about an hour late of the scheduled kickoff time due to the fact that our 18 and under boys semifinal went to 12 rounds of PKs. Now we get a delay due to the injury and blood needing to be cleaned up on the field. Remember to stay tuned for our coverage of the national finals for a good deal of these age groups coming up tomorrow. There will be staggered kickoff times, so check out the championship page at usyouthsoccer.org for more information as to when your team or any other clubs that you would like to follow are going to be kicking off.
I cover Sporting Kansas City and Smith Park Rangers and stuff like that. So I want to cover you guys. It's just the timing is always bad, and they're very close to where I live.
Yeah, that's the thing. Swope, and we played same weekends as Swope, stuff like that. Because I trained with Swope a couple of times, and they were like when I trained with them, we'd be traveling and like vice versa. So I know the schedules were kind of tight, but yeah.
So finally everything's straight out on the field, just about ready to get things underway. They'll do so with the drop kick. Coming away with it was Anspach. Sent right back. Anspach blocked the clearance. Gets a second opportunity as she pushes out wide. The recently inserted Baker doing some defending there. And ultimately it rolls all the way back out towards the midfield line. Gorski. Not quite there for Ramacon. Counterattack opportunity now. Pushing upfield is Lenk. Nudges around the defender, using her pace to catch up to that one, but you see it on your screen. She's got two players to take off. Comes over towards the touchline, and it'll be a throw-in favoring North Shore. Lobs back out towards the top of the box. That one got all the way through. Morgan with the save.
So they're going to be struggling maybe for goals, yeah. But I know, like, one of his freshmen last year, Rylan, Childers, yeah. I know she's
Anspach pushes out wide, getting around Raider. Now she slows up, allowing her teammates to come to help. Fitzgerald from the end line, couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, to be a freshman, she was probably one of the best in the team.
Yeah. I watched a couple of their games at the end of the season.
The WAC tournament, or? Yeah.
So I told Coach Sissel to, when he gets kids in, like, training camp, give me a call.
Raider draws the foul.
We love that. The things like, I think we need a little bit more of exposure, like especially being like that's what, like that's kind of like the quote they say, like the only Division I team in Kansas City.
Yep.
But I mean, I think we need a little bit, just what I was saying, like a little bit more of exposure, especially like social media, stuff like that. I think that really helps. As well, like we don't get
all the way up on the offensive end for North Shore. Baker slowed up. Sends it all the way back.
He's like the director there as well, so I think
that one cleared away. Up to the midfield. Near side now. Service into the box. Comes over here to the near side. Couldn't be dealt with cleanly either time. Isabella Baker kept it in possession. Far side now. Lizuski.
Okay, I know who he is, but I don't know if he's at Brookside anymore.
He was one of my favorite players at one point, and he was my daughter's favorite player when she was like 3. Because he had long dark hair, she had long dark hair. She was 3, he wore number 3, so you know.
That's funny.
There's like no sense to that stuff in the kids.
Flicked on by Anspach. Isabella Baker brings it down, trying to get it under control. Anspach putting on the pressure. They were able to pass their way out of it. Looking up for Madison Baker. Didn't get there. Second chance. They cut it back towards the left. Memel with the shot. Ends up wide.
Yeah, I think there is one, I'd say.
I was up in Colorado for a little over a week, and then basically the day I got back, the next morning I was here at 6:30. So
same with the playoffs.
Up towards the midfield circle. Headed over here towards the near wing. Belfus taken away by Ramacon. The two number 14s go at each other. Ramacon comes out victorious. around another defender, drives in towards the 18-yard area. Wants to get it on that right foot. Space eaten alive as the defender was right there. Belfus.
Oh, Ilya? Okay. Yeah. I know him.
A little bit of push. Canfield able to get the service off. It's going to have too much pace on it. Morgan makes the claim back in the goal box. 77th minute.
Yeah, Ilya trained with the first team for a while.
Yep.
Yeah,
His first 2 years here, man, he was just amazingly good.
Yeah.
This year, nobody on Sporting is good, including him.
I mean, I think it's been a tough season.
Madison Baker pops it over the top, looking for Sinclair on the far side.
Tough season for them.
And Gorski earns the throw.
Especially here in the U.S. where you can't really relegate. Like, regardless of what happens, you're still going to be in the MLS. Like, you never know what's going to happen next year. Like,
Quite honestly, it'll take like a 4-game, 5-game.
Served back through the middle, looking
that's the thing.
for
In a few
Lenk.
games, you're like, in a few games, you can be back in.
In from Belfus,
action,
looking for Madison Baker.
completely out.
Wasn't able to come down with it. Fitzgerald sends it away. Belfus again,
And so,
looking
I mean,
far side this time.
teams that plays the best in the MLS, like soccer-wise, but
Yeah. But they have too many guys that were hurt and too many guys that are out of form all at the same time. When you have basically a third of your team available,
yeah,
and you can't switch out a guy who's out of form. You got to now play through that.
right.
I'll give you my theory too, man. You can tell me I'm wrong, right?
Solid grab from Morgan.
When they played in
As
the
the
Nations League,
North Shore United was starting to threaten a little bit more.
they destroyed Toluca,
Yeah,
which is great for an MLS team beating a Mexican team.
yeah,
They ended up prevailing against the Panama team, CAI.
yeah.
Anspach,
Just a result
just outside the circle,
next game.
comes away from that collision with possession.
Yeah.
Tried to serve it back through the middle, much to the frustration of Fitzgerald, who was making the run on the outside.
Happened to them what they would do to teams. Outpossess them.
On through, flag is up. Good save by Morgan, but it wouldn't have counted nevertheless.
I have a couple of friends that are.
So we see this ball in on through, and just a step too quick. She held up the run just for a moment. I think the lane still would have been there, and she would have been onside, but just jumped a little early.
You're used to being the top dog. Even if you lose once in a while, you're used to being the team that dominates the game,
Right.
controls the game, and all of a sudden another team just does it to you.
80th minute of play, a little under 11 minutes
Yeah, we scrimmaged
of regulation time to be played.
and I mean they haven't
3 substitutions coming in. North Shore are going to have 2, 1 for Cleveland.
came in and like I remember Roger Espinoza played. He came back from injury. Like he still looked like a great player, obviously, but you can tell they're not like fit as they should maybe be. But I mean it's also normal, and especially with so many injuries.
Right now, they probably only have like 14 guys that are 90-minute fit,
Right.
and they're not the guys that are necessarily playing.
Right.
So the fan side of me, cheers for him. The reporter side of me has to be like, what?
Possession stays with Cleveland FC on the throw. Substitutions will be allowed. Emma Adams coming in for Cleveland, joined by Taylor Knackers and Karina Murphy
Very mental.
for North Shore.
We were a win and a tie away, I think, from making the WAC tournament this year. And it's funny because once we knew we were out, we won like out of the last 4 games of the season, I think we won 3. And like we already knew we were out. Like there was no pressure. If we would have won those 3 games like a few weeks before, we would have been up top and fighting for a tournament. But
Once again, looking over the top to Madison Baker. She lobs it over towards the near side, but even with length speed, she wasn't able to catch up to that one.
What's that? I'm not a fan of your head coach. Just between you and me. You don't have to say anything. I'm not trying to ask you for anything. It seems like the men's side has always been up or down depending on who the assistants were. I could be wrong. I'm not there to see things. Just having watched it over the last 15 years.
I mean, I think all kind of feedback. And
Pence was the intended target there.
Well, some
Ramacone.
better than others.
Taken away by the recently inserted Knackers.
True.
Murphy.
So I don't try to claim that I know everything.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just saying that, like, I mean, in the end, anyone can give their opinion, you know. So, you know, and I'm sure, like, if you went up to him and you said, like, I'm not a big fan of your work, he'd be, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I think he'd take it fine. So
I would never be that rude to do that to
no, I know.
coach.
I know.
I'm not trying to bad talk, and I'm not trying to get you to bad talking.
No, for sure.
I just
Trying to go through the middle.
for a long time.
Looking for Lenk.
Coaching styles, coaching things.
Lenk got in behind the defender, but then spun her around in an attempt to gain control of that ball.
I just think that UMKC never looked at soccer as being their big thing.
Yeah, and especially, I mean,
Basketball for a while at least.
I mean, we have a new AD now, and he used to be a basketball player. So he is putting a lot of emphasis in the basketball side, but he also said that men's soccer was one of the teams that he was going to try and promote more and help.
Saley had it stolen away.
I mean, hopefully it's like that.
Pushed up by Memel. Again,
Basketball,
possession difficult to come by right now as the North Shore starting to be a little anxious, and the balls aren't necessarily coming off the way that they should.
for example, in California,
Murphy played it off the defender, ended up in behind Lenk on the run.
Cal Poly,
They still gained a throw out of it.
so many.
I would love for UMKC to be a really good men's side.
Bielfus lobbed it into the box.
Like, we have
Knackers runs to it.
you know, Missouri's a great state.
Little
for
dummy run by Sinclair, able to get a little bit of space.
there's great
And then Gorski comes over to block the cross.
That's where I think on the girls' side is they've been doing better recruiting girls locally.
Yeah.
Where it seems like on the men's side they haven't been very good at recruiting guys locally that came out of Sporting Academy, for example.
It's changed this year actually.
Canfield
We've recruited a lot of
tries to see what she's got available. Baker was out.
Missouri,
The score happens.
we got a keeper from Sporting Academy.
Game isn't over yet. As that one was popped up, Morgan came out. Didn't come up with possession of the ball. And now all of a sudden the score is 3-2.
He's kind of short, runs really quick. Can't remember his name. I think it starts with a D.
North Shore United able to get control of that one at the very last moment and just barely nudge it around, and it had enough pace on it to get in behind the goalkeeper in the end.
I think it's good that they're trying to get some local kids as well, you know. I think at least see how it works, see how it goes, you know. I mean, then you can always change back to recruiting fully internationally, but
There's nothing wrong with that either.
no, there's not. But
I'd love to go see some kids from Roosevelt Park and East Summit playing with a kid from Barcelona.
exactly, yeah.
And no insult to calling you kid. Some people are sensitive to that.
No, not at all, man.
3-2 your score.
No, he.
Little under 6 minutes to go here in regulation time. So we get a whistle. Free kick.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. I feel recruiting is a very hard part of the game, but it is. When I was talking with Elia, they said they have this policy in the team that apparently wasn't like a written rule, but
Pence
like they're only
taking her
allowed
time to set this one up.
nationality, basically.
Wants to be
I mean,
correct with where she puts it.
there's 3 Hungarians.
Taking a little bit of time off the clock. Not necessarily a bad idea either. Pence gets underneath it
Yeah, so
towards the penalty spot.
I think having
Awkwardly off of Robertson, I should say.
that are from the same place, and then having a few,
Ripple
you know,
up the
foreigners, I
wing,
think that's
given away.
but we'll see.
Sporting Academy is getting better and better every year. And more players are going to come out of that.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you have Chaloui, who's a homegrown player from Hungary.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing when I wrote an article about him. I would call him the international homegrown player.
Yeah. I wish I would have came to the States to play before.
Things a little bit more nervous now for both of these teams.
But
This time a precious commodity for both sides.
Unfortunately, it's going to be harder and harder for kids that go to college to make a pro level after
Yeah,
going to college.
for sure.
Because the difference in training time.
For sure.
Murphy flicked it into the middle. Couple options were there, but couldn't hook up with any of them. Throw in back to North Shore. As the amount of stoppage time added on at the end of this one is going to be really important to how this game can play out. Too close to the sideline as it goes out. Collision in the midfield and a free kick, as well as a yellow card.
So I played in the Barcelona Academy until I was 14. And after that, they said they didn't count with me anymore. They weren't counting on me, and
So Abby Canfield picks up the yellow card in the 88th minute.
I'll get a hold of you, man.
Sounds good.
Maybe a month or two, to be honest.
Sounds good.
I need some non-sporting content.
Gorski was looking for sailing. It ended up going into touch, corner kick.
So do you work for a newspaper, or is it directly for sporting? Is it
No,
freelance?
I don't work for sporting.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to make sure I don't misrepresent that. So.
Okay. No, just
Actually, I write, I shoot, I manage a soccer site called the Blue Testament.
okay. I'll give it a look.
Have you ever heard of SB Nation? It's a series of like sports sites around.
Dangerously in towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Ansbach went for the volley. Couldn't get it to settle down initially, though, and that allowed the defenders to close down. Goal kick coming up as we close in on the end of regulation. Popped over the top. Two of the taller players on the field, Baker and Robertson, went up for that one. Cleveland FC coming out the beneficiary. Saley touches into the box, but not in the direction of a teammate's run.
It's good that you put the condition of pretty much
Less than a minute left to go in regulation.
because back home, Barcelona and Madrid are the two biggest clubs, and when you turn on the news to like sports news, it's basically
North Shore United about to make a substitution. Veronica Brost
45 minutes of the
going to check into the game at the next stoppage.
is Barcelona and Madrid. Rumors of like new signings, things that happen in practice or games or next games, anything.
Whether Messi had breakfast or not.
Yeah, exactly. And
Ronaldo took a leak.
exactly. It's and half of the news is so dumb.
Yeah.
So Brost is in, Paulson is out. The fourth official preparing the board. Let us know how much additional time will be added on. 5 minutes of time still left in this contest, at least.
I mean, it's what gives them money. It's what people want to see in the end, I guess. But
Gorski send it out. North Shore pressing up onto the attack, sending numbers forward. Still a decent number defending because they know they don't want to allow a quick counterattack to this speedy Cleveland FC attack. But you do need to have numbers forward for a chance here in the last portion of this contest. Morgan grabs that one rather confidently.
Or as a player's perspective. But I wouldn't want you to like report on a game like, hey, this other team sucked.
High up into the air on the punt. Ansbach putting on some pressure. This one ends up into the box. It was nicely shielded off. Madison Baker chests it down, and handball was the call.
respectful, except a man here before, he went crazy. I feel like if this was a tournament back home, people would be...
All the way into the corner for Pence. Pence spun around and free kick to North Shore.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I've actually been pretty unhappy with some of the coaches around here. Their attitude. There's a
One in the midfield by Robertson.
cheats heavily.
North Shore counters. Coming up on the midfield line. Slid to the near side. Bilfus able to get around. Serves one up. Nothing there but white jerseys. Bilfus again. Stabbed away as Ramacone got a piece of it. The official letting things go. Looked like he wanted to make a call, but with Cleveland FC in possession, just allowing them to push forward. 2.5 minutes in here to stoppage time. Saley just electing to kill off some time. Now a shot comes in. Adams got a little bit anxious there. Could feel that itch up the spine and just had to take a shot. One timeout. Robertson sending it away. Just about everybody except for Saley back in white on the defensive side. 3.5 minutes played here out of a potential 5. Again, just ball is lobbing up the field right now for North Shore. Not really intended for specific targets at the moment. Now Saley couldn't get it to settle down. Perhaps lost it in the sun for a moment. Another opportunity to push forward. Just blasted by Canfield. That one will roll into touch.
Actually watching women's soccer a lot of times is because they don't complain as much. When they get hit, they get up. They don't lose time. Yeah, they don't lose time. They don't do diving.
Not as much. There's some, a little bit more of it.
Yeah, no, there is. There is more now than there was before. But
time taken away for both of these teams.
He was my coach at the Barcelona.
Not going fast enough for Cleveland FC.
He's still a coach there now. He had this policy that he still has, obviously. That way is when we score a goal, if it's like 1-0 and we're up, we run and get the ball and bring it back.
And there is the final whistle. The final 3-2 in favor of Cleveland FC with 3 second-half goals. They are going to the national championship where they are going to play Pipeline SC. What a contest we had for you here today. North Shore had the 1-0 lead in the 8th minute, and they managed to hold that up for the entirety of the first half. But Cleveland FC wasted no time coming out of the second half break as they scored in the 50th minute, the 59th, and the 63rd. They would need that final goal from Haley Anspach, though, as there would be a late goal scored by Karina Murphy to make things a little nervous towards the end. But in the end, it is Cleveland FC going to the national final. For more coverage, be sure to check out ususoccer.org, the championship page, for all the tournament action going on and the finals throughout these age brackets. For our coverage here, that'll do it for our matchup. We hope you enjoyed today's contest. And goodbye from Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex. Until the next time, have a good day.